Oh. Goodbye, squirrel tribe. As sad as that is, they gotta admit, getting an opportunity to use the power wash, a lot of fun. When they roll down their backing or their field or whatever you want to call it, an artist's term or chalk artist term, they'll brush it on or they'll roll it on. That's why sometimes I say they like to be here Friday so they can get that taken care of. There was a gentleman over here and his son Saturday who was still sketching out his artwork, and then he looked unhappy, and then he at the last minute he made a change. Done quite a bit. Yeah, it just looks more like it's been vandalized. I don't understand. This place has had like a mini streak of bad luck. Especially with them losing that section right there. Because of what presumably, I guess, I didn't see anything in the Pasadena Now about any incidences here. So I don't know if there was a car. I mean, it speaks of a car probably coming in here the last time, but that's just damn. It's hard enough and expensive enough to open up and maintaining any kind of business here in Pasadena, let alone with really bad luck and vandalism like that. And that goes it for any proprietor now. Blocked off. More construction over here for the Jewelry Mart store, actually. Okay, here's another shot. This is circa 1936 through 39. Look at that. Nothing else around. I think with the exception of just the Playhouse. And then I believe back then it was called the Broadway Pasadena. Is there another trade show coming up or something? I don't, maybe I missed something. I didn't see anything for this weekend. Although a lot of these just, they have to be like quite the enthusiast for whatever is going to appear to be known. Because, oh yeah, there's the vendors. Look at the vendors. See, they don't care. Ice or not, they got to make money. It's tough. Dude, it's tough living in California, so much that they're willing to risk their chance of living here in the United States. That's how bad it is in California. That is how bad it is in Los Angeles. Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, despite whatever they say about President Trump, it's their problem. This is because, look, if these people are willing to risk getting caught by ICE and deporting to wherever they come from, yeah, it's that expensive, even for an immigrant or illegal or whomever you want to label people such as. But make no mistake, this is how tough it is. Los Angeles even more, although some food prices like eggs and gas is a little bit coming down. Eggs mainly have come down significantly. I saw at Target for an 18 pack $5.86. I was paying an 18 pack for $14 at Ralph's 6 months ago. So yeah, yeah, no. And the only reason why we're also going to be paying, aside from the slight increase of the tariffs and everything for when it comes to crude oil, but here in California, we still pay the highest in all the nation, and that's because of our illustrious fucking Governor Gavin Newsom, who is making things impossible to be able to, you know, run and operate a fossil fuel car. And he and his other Lokis are trying to make it so they can do away with all natural gas and propane electric water heaters and all appliances that require like that. So I don't think it's going to fly. I hope not, but they definitely want to make California an all green state, and that's too expensive. That's extremely too. It's expensive here in Pasadena. So ooh, that line moved quickly, whatever it is. Definitely commend the center for leaving up the chalk art for as long as they did, but like I said, this place is more busier event-wise and business-wise than the Paseo is. So let's go see what this is. I see an LAvote.gov booth. I see American. Oh, it's a citizenship. That's what it's got to be. Oh, cool. All right. New Americans. Just remember your pledge. And those words that you're speaking. And we got the media, local media. Probably an unmarked Telemundo. Wow, they really got all that whole area roped off over there. I think he's still working over on this side. He's done a hell of a job. Some is just a little more tougher than others. And then he just has this bit of the section over here to go, and then on the sidewalk over there. Calvin's gone. Just a little bit of Calvin remains. Look at that. Just his little torso. Bye, Calvin. Possibly more people. This thing seems to be rotating, so maybe there's just another group. Because every so often there's a wave that comes out cheering and hollering and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know how this works. Now they got a stage. Like 83 degrees. I don't know what's gonna be happening. Yeah, I know. I just haven't gotten around to checking the website, if anything. I'm finding it that a lot of places just don't. Especially with the center over here, they just don't post anymore. They just let the person who is going to sponsor the event be responsible for marketing. Marketing is kind of weird now. It's like 83 degrees, little after 3, and this is still going on. That's a lot of graduations. A lot of new Americans. I no longer see the voting tents there. I think I see maybe a couple of people. It looks like they're packing up, but they did manage to get a lot of fresh new voters, which, yeah, it's important. I mean, one of the quickest things to do is as soon as you become an American citizen is register to vote. Kind of like for, when we were 18, we had to register with Selective Service. My mom pressed that on me, and I did. I felt good. Post office, fill out your card, give it to the postmaster. they finished with the... I think they're gonna do something tonight because it looks like there's like some gear or whatever, some musical cases, you know, those Stanley container thingies.
Mày biết xếp hàng bao nhiêu kỹ để đi vô được chỗ đó không? Cái lồng nó chỉ có 2 ký rưỡi để được vô. Đấy. Đúng, có đuôi có.
It's nice to be involved in a city like this, living in a city that is so very politically, I mean, well, sometimes when Pasadena is drawing the attention of the media and they come here and make it look, now don't get me wrong, there are some problems with police department, but firstly, it's the police department, and then the injustice that there is in Pasadena stuff. Gather here and there, whatever, but ultimately, you know, and then it's like there's no speech or whatever, and you know, walking around or doing anything in Pasadena, you know, it's like you're constrained. We have, our city is part of American citizenship. You know how that is important. That is something to be proud of. I, for one, am very, very proud of that. That is very proud to see these people beyond after what they walk out, you know, after they say their vows, whatever, that's fine. But you said those words, you took your vows, and you swore to God, and we don't believe in it so hard. But still, what I'm trying to say is that in the midst, and definitely in the face of everything that is going on, all this election, illegal activity, you know, a lot of political figures and different city leader heads and stuff like that coming out for the undoing of our president. Some, you know, just calling out for all out war, and some encouraging gang members from our local cities, small as it is. Don't get me wrong, Cudahy is pretty doggone small population wise. It's more industrial. We used to live, I think, in Maywood. I can't remember, Maywood, very close to Cudahy. But anyway, they used to have they do a lot of like chemical drum manufacturing, a lot of chemical work, a lot of metal machine. It's a very industrial city, and it still is. Very, very few residents. I think less than a couple of hundreds or whatever. I'll find out. I'll post a little thing on the video. It's small and stuff like that, but it's dominated by gangs and stuff like that. What city is it? Even Pasadena. A couple of gangs, 2 or 3, I think. In any case, but calling out to do harm or whatever to ICE agents and federal agents or anybody that's doing what they're doing because it's like their territory. That was the most tasteless thing that, first of all, any human being can do, but respectfully, even more than any politician, even as bad as reputation as politicians have, and very few and far in between have arisen to be decent politicians. Not perfect, but a lot better than currently what we've had, you know, in the past administration. Jeez, man. You guys just balls to the walls on that. That's your momentum still. Balls to the walls right now. Well, if you're going to do anything right, you're going to fucking give it your best, right? But when all is said and done, all you little evil politicians that help play in whatever it is that we're having to strive to get back on track again. 2019, early 2019. Dude, you are the most disposable to the ones above you. All right? So when the real crisis comes, when the real shit hits the fan, and the world is like, everyone is experiencing the world calamity, no bunker underwater is going to help you. Nothing in a mountain is going to help you. You're disposable. Okay, so I've best guessed that that gentleman with the big giant flag is walking around behind graduates, offering them a selfie or a pic or a portrait or whatever behind the American flag. That is very, very cool. Because I just see him, he's walking around from people like right there. He's standing, letting people use the flag. It's very cool. I heard kind of a funny comment. It was funny. It was just too funny. The one lady was coming up with her graduation and everything from across the street, and the family, there was a family like, say, behind me, awaiting, and I'm so hungry. When are we gonna go get something to eat? Those Chinese. Oh, dude, that was just too funny. Yeah, they got now they got. I think it is gonna be probably maybe orchestral, high school band. See, that's cool. It's been a good mixture, actually, of both young and old as far as becoming citizens. Yeah, I see music stands. They may just even oh no, he still has a way to go over there, but probably what remains, he's already done that one. Maybe depending on how management sees it, they'll leave it to where in time and probably come back at it again later. Puños. There were a lot of good puños. (6:30 to 9:30). I asked one of the guys, one of the roadies, so unloading instruments and equipment. That's a roadie, and he said it's going to be jazz from 6:30 to 9:30. Anytime there's like musical artists over here, it doesn't matter what it is, it's always beautiful. And it sounds really well right there acoustically. It's beautiful. It's really nice out right now. Just a slight breeze, but I think we are also in a warning situation because of the breeze, and because it's hot enough that anything can happen. To me, it seems like this is when the kooks really come out, because they're the first. Well, all right, a perfect condition for a fire. Let's start one. Yeah, no, that's usually when it happens. Usually within 24 hours of the heat, or that day, or sometimes shortly after that day. It's sick.